You're the devil, oh yeah. Whoa. Any road. Okay, so today I've got an AT-LPW50PB turntable. Now these are retailing for around about 350. I think the initial price was about 370, something like around there. But they run about 350, but I have seen them on sale for about 299, so keep an eye out for them if you're thinking of getting one. Watch out for the sales. Now I got a great deal on this on eBay. I got this for second hand for 200 quid. It's only a year old and apparently it's hardly been used. Obviously we wait and see until we open the box to see if that's true. So anyway, let's get the box open and see what it looks like. Okay, so it came in all its original packaging and the guy who sent it has packaged it really well. And I gotta say, it looks immaculate. Not a scratch on it, not a marker, it looks brand new. And he packaged it like it was brand new and he literally stripped it back down again. So I'm gonna have to set it all back up. The only problem I've got really is the belt's on here and you have to stretch that belt over this drive here. But normally there's like a little ribbon which you pull it to hook it over without touching the belt and getting any sort of grease off your fingers on it. So I'm sure I'll be fine with that. Anyway, so it's a wooden base or MDF. It's quite weighty. And the good thing is it has adjustable feet, which I currently have an LP3, AT-LP3. That doesn't have adjustable feet. So you can adjust the feet. So if it's not level, you can sort it out. Got the platter mat, the platter, nice black platter to go with the unit. Looks very nice, gloss black. Comes with a power adapter here, and obviously you've got the UK plug there, but you've also got a European one there as well. Got your counterbalance weight, got your cartridge and stylus there, and that just screws into here. You've also got the hinges and your dust cover and the RCA leads then, which plug in the black. I may change these because obviously they look a little bit cheapy. These are the cheap type of RCA leads, so I might change these for some better ones. Okay, so first I'm going to put the platter mat on and put the belt on. It says to make sure this is on stop here. I've got the instructions by the side of me just in case I get lost and make a mistake, because I don't want to do that. Make sure that's on stop. Now what I'm going to have to do is maybe get a spoon. I've got a spoon here and maybe stretch that over to put it over the belt there. So hopefully that's going to work. There we go. Okay, and then give it just make sure it's not twisted or anything. You can see through here for the viewing thing there. Give it a spin. It all seems fine. Beautiful. Just pop on the platter mat now as well. There you go. Okay, the good thing about these Audio-Technicas, they all have a similar cartridge with interchangeable styluses. So if you want to upgrade, it's very easy. I'm going to change the whole cartridge. You just have to change this little piece here. And obviously I'm going to mess around. It just literally slots in there like this. And then you screw it up. Okay, there we go with that. Let's make sure that lock is on there. Okay, so now I've got to set the counterweight. And then, so what I need to do first is take off this dust cover, so just be careful you don't damage your stylus. You can't have that on, otherwise you get the wrong measurement. Okay, you unclick it here. Now what I've got to try and do is get this to balance dead straight. Now make sure your anti-skate is all the way to naught, otherwise what will happen is if you anti-skate's on, the tone arm wants to pull this way. So if I set the anti-skate all the way to naught, then the tone arm will float nice and easy there. So I need to get that so that's level with the with the bed of the turntable. Just a little bit in that way. Looks about right. So I can pop that back in now. Lock that in. Put my cover back on. So now what I've got to do is hold this counterweight and set this dial here to 0. Lining up there with that. The line on top of here, okay. Now I've got to turn the whole thing to 2. Like that. Then I want to turn my anti-skate to 2. And we're all ready to go. Okay, so that's it all assembled. On the back, you've got your ground wire and your RCA outputs. You've got your select line. So it's got a built-in phono preamp. So you can use the phono preamp if you want to connect it to powered speakers or whatever. Obviously, my amp has a built-in phono. So I'll be setting it to output phono, okay, and connecting that to the phono with the ground wire. If you got it online, it's already grounded, that preamp, so you won't need to use the ground. Got your power input here, and weirdly enough, right on the back is an on-off button. And that's a little bit hard to get to, especially when you got it all set up in your hi-fi unit. Very weird place to put it, but there we are. There it is. It comes with an AT-VM95E cartridge and stylus, which is a decent stylus actually, it's elliptical. It's also got a carbon fibre tone arm. Now, I don't know whether carbon fibre makes much of a difference compared to aluminium. I'm not sure. Some say it does, some say it doesn't make much difference, but I have to wait and see. And I do like this arm lift here, the tone arm lift. Nice aluminium there, very nice. Okay, so because I'm using output phono, so I'm going to be connected to my amp. I'm just going to connect the RCA leads now, or the internet connect, some people like to call them. Now, if you wanted to use separate RCA leads, you could just still use this ground cable here. It'd just peel it off and just use your own cables, no problem at all. It's only for grounding, you don't need anything special for that. So obviously I just plug these in now, and let's pop in the ground cable. Maybe I should have done the ground cable first. Plug them in. Okay, and just plug these into the back of my amp now. And there you can see the phono on the back of my amp here. Just popping them in, red and white. I've got to say, these aren't particularly very tight connecting. They feel quite loose and easy to come off. So I think I will upgrade these. I mean, you can get around it by getting a pliers or something and just squeezing that a little bit just to squeeze it in. But it isn't the best fit, I've got to say. And I pop the ground cable on. And all I've got to do now is power it up. One thing I will say, it's a very nice looking turntable. Really goes with my hi-fi system, much better than the LP3 did. It's very sleek, very just a beautiful looking player. Very happy with the way it looks. Now just be aware this is completely manual. There's no auto return or auto start or anything like that. It's just purely manual. Now it has got a phono preamp, as I mentioned earlier. Now personally, I don't really care about having the phono preamp. I think Audio-Technica need to build turntables which they just focus on the sound only. I know that the audience they're trying to cater to, but they portray this as an audiophile turntable on their website. Maybe it's not audiophile, but you know, don't put a phono preamp in it. when you go up the range, get rid of that, because most people who are buying more expensive turntables tend to have their own amplifiers with phono preamps in, or a separate phono preamp. They don't need it. Focus more on the sound quality rather than the phono preamp. That's my opinion. One thing I would have preferred as well, I would have liked an auto return, because sometimes, I don't know, if you fall asleep in a chair or you forget, you're playing, you go and answer the door, and all you get is Now, I haven't tried it. I'm pretty sure it's not an auto return. I will try it in a second. Another thing I like is everything's really smooth. Like even this is very, like, it feels expensive. It just feels, it's not like clunk clunk. It's a nice little click to stop. Okay, so let me try it out, and I'll let you know how it sounds. Okay, so I've played a few records, or they say spun a few discs, all right, and sounds great. I mean, I don't think you're going to get much better for this price, at this price point, about 350-ish. Anything under 500 quid really, always good looking. There are some nice turntables. Riga got a couple, but this is a cracking turntable for the price. Now, I also compared it to my LP3. Now, on my LP3, I upgraded the cartridge to the same cartridge this has got, the AT-LPW50PB. So they got the same cartridge, but this still sounds better. I don't know how, it still sounds much better. It sounds a bit more meatier, and weirdly, I played it exactly the same volume, and this was just slightly louder. I don't know whether it was a bit more bass. The mids are more prominent, more clear. The voices come through better. And actually, I thought the LP3 was a good record player till I played this. And this sounds just look, it wasn't it wasn't night and day, but it's definitely better, a bit meatier. And the LP3 sounded a little bit jaded. So I'm really happy with the record player. I'm glad I got it for such a good price, okay? One thing I find weird though, they give you this disc for the 45s. If you get a 45, this, you know, with the middle missing, you can put that in. But there's nowhere to put it in the record player. Normally they have a little slot which you put it in. Maybe they didn't want to spoil the looks of it by putting a hole in it, I don't know. But I'll just keep it in a drawer or something, and if I ever get a 45 with a hole in it, bam, there it is. So what do I think of it? Well, if I had to give it marks out of 10, for the price point, I would give it probably a 9 out of 10. It's a very good record player, really good sound, again, for the price point, and I don't think you get better under 500 quid. So really happy with it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Also, I probably will do a comparison video comparing these two, these two, where's the other one? Comparing this one to the LP3 and with a sound comparison as well, just so you can get some idea of which one you wanted to choose. Because you think about it, the LP3 cost me, I think I got it for a good price. I got it for 150 in a sale, but you normally get them now for about 200. You upgrade the cartridge to an AT-VM95E, you're looking at 40 quid there. So all in 240, this would be 350. So is it worth that extra £110 to get this? So I'll do a comparison video on that. So look out for that one. Anyway, if you liked the video, like it, go on, why not? If you didn't like it, whatever, jog on. Subscribe, don't subscribe, but subscribe. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next one.